myself again. Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Goodwin, and I trade in the Ninja, and also the Forex Trading Beginners Group. And what I do is I'm one of the many educators, so my job is to help people get the best use of their dollars, their pounds in their pocket, and make more. And that's all we're doing today. We're looking at strategy. What we're also doing is we're looking at success of setups today, and we'll also be looking at trade setups for next week, Sunday, Monday. So let's go. I'm going to share my screen. So this is being recorded. Move this out of the way. Okay, what I'll do is I'll remove everything off. I'll remove absolutely everything off. So what I've done here, Richard, Sakti, Harry, I've got this set to London time. Now, Richard, what time zone are you in, please?
UK.
UK, thank you. Apologise. And welcome to the beginners group. Thank you. I put you in the other day there. So we have the UK. Is it Sakti, is it again, please?
I'm from Vancouver.
Vancouver. Apologise about that. So we have UK and Vancouver. So we'll be looking at two different time frames. So this is one of the trades we played out today. So this strategy is very specific. It's a very specific set of rules. And it works in a different way to the way you've perhaps previously traded. Yep. It works on, I'll put on normal candles. It works on the basis of, rather than market highs and market lows, it works on a different way. And I mentioned it the other day there. It works on the word, there's balance in the market. Let's call the word consolidation. So if you look at this here, today's chart there and yesterday, there's lots of consolidation up here in this area. Does everybody see that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll have these little things, yep, where price seems to discover, we don't know where it's going to go, and it finds somewhere, then it pulls back. And it finds somewhere, it may pull back, we don't know. But rather than using the word discovery, I'm going to ask you, sorry, consolidation, I'm going to ask you to change the word, yeah, and which will come back to that in a minute. And rather than going down or up or shorts or longs, I'm going to ask you to replace that with a different word as well, okay? And I'm going to place it on the chart. I'm going to draw this. Consolidation, I want to change that word to balance. Market is looking for balance all the time. Yeah. And rather than going up or down, or supply and demand, there's different names for it. What would you call this, Richard, if market moves from there to there?
That's a downtrend.
So rather than a downtrend or an uptrend, I'm going to change that, if it's possible, just for my sessions. Market's in a discovery mode. Discovery mode. Markets in discovery. Yep. And just by thinking of balance and discovery, changes the meaning to trading, and I'll explain more on that. And it explains more why this trading style is so successful. Since I brought this to the Ninjas, less than 2 weeks, we've not had one loss, people that I've spoken to. Have you traded this style, Richard?
No, not yet.
Yep. Okay. I like this being quite interactive, just so you know. I'm from Scotland also. So when I went by balance, okay, this here is something called the volume profile. These are the volume profile, and I'll explain what they do in a minute. Yeah, but this is the high of the day, and this is the low of the day. Our market with indices and gold actually starts at the UK time 11 p.m. Forex currencies start at 10, but indices and gold start at 11 p.m. So you'll hear me talking about the 11 o'clock candle. Okay. So no matter what you do to get this here, we just go up here. Hi, Sarah. Go to the volume profile.
Hi.
Nice to hear from you.
Hello?
Hiya, I hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's good. Thank you. Just so you know, you haven't missed some valuable information. I'll do a review of that. But the volume profile is the sessions one. Now, for this, you do need a paid account, but the very bottom paid account is enough for this. Yeah. So all I do is I click there, volume profile, and then I click that once, and it appears on my chart. But it doesn't look like that. It looks blocky and different. It looks more a bit like this, actually. It looks more a bit like that. It'll have blues and yellows. I just made a few adjustments to it. I just made a few adjustments. Yeah. But all we're really looking for is this thing here that's blue. If you don't make the adjustments, that there will appear red. This is how it appears out of the box, like that. But I'm going for the blue one. Yeah. Another important information. Press that there. Extend the POC. So it's me showing you what this means, and then I'll show you the results, because there's some new people who have not been on before. So this is the 11 o'clock candle if you're in the UK. If you're in Eastern, it's 5 hours before that. If it's Central, it's 6 hours before that. So Sarah, rather than 5 or whatever it is, so it's 1 hour later, Forex pairs to indices. Indices 1 hour later. So we've marked that up. That's the candle. And all I do is I look left. And when I look left, what do I find here? There's another one of these. There's another one of these. And a question I ask myself is this. This 11 o'clock candle, yeah, is this, I asked two questions. Is this here in the previous day's range? You see how there's a white and there's a light blue? White, that's the previous day's range. That whole thing. And the answer is, yes, it is in the previous day's range. And the second question is it in value area? And I'll show you what I mean by value area. Value area of volume, 70%. So I'm going to ask Sarah something. If you can unmute Sarah. Two questions. Do you think it would be useful to find where the majority of the trading is for the whole day? Would that think that would be of use to you? To know what 70% of the trading for the whole day is?
Yes, that would be useful.
Yeah. The wonderful thing about this here, that comes automatically set with this. You know that dark area there? Yours will appear slightly different. I've got a light area and a dark area, but this is the value. 70% of yesterday's whole trading was in the space of that dark blue there and that dark blue there. 70% of the whole day. Now I'm going to show you something else. I'll come to you in a minute, Harry, Sarah. Now, what gets even better, this tool gives you where the exact price, where price has been majority of the day. Hover over it, it gives you the exact price. Look at that. And it's been there more than it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, on and on and on. Nearly 20 times price has been there. But it's not just buying, it's also selling. And at that price, there's more volume going on at that price than any other time of the day at that price. That's really important. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I'll say it for you. Now, go back to the bit that you've missed. I want to change the words when you're on my sessions from consolidation to balance. So I say again, this is in consolidation, but think of the word balance. When market is in a balance. And rather than saying it's trending, saying the market's in a discovery mode. Because we don't know when it's going to stop down, or we don't know when it's going to stop up. So it's just in a discovery mode. Yeah, so we've got that there. We know where 70% of the trading is yesterday, but more importantly, we know where the majority of trading is the whole day yesterday. Now, this is where it gets exciting. We know the market likes to be in balance. So the following day market opens, at some point, it likes to go back to yesterday's point of control. So let you know, that is the POC, point of control. The market likes to keep in balance and go back to the day before's point of control. Did it hit that, Sarah? Did it come down and just hit that? Yes. And then when it chose to change and went on a discovery mode. But for me, I've taken my profit out of that trade. All I do, depending on how close it is, I either do 5-minute or 15-minute. I then just switch on the tools we do in the Ninjas. Heikinashi, look, you can see it here. And then switch on my Ninjacator and my matrix. Why? It keeps me safe. There's the entry. There's the profit. Is it in a green zone for buy? Yes, it is. So I feel confident I'm going to make that profit. And it's also in the value area here. So in one trade, this is points. And one small trade, without getting complicated about trends or downtrends or this market or that market or various styles of shapes, nice and simple. The market's in balance or market's in discovery. All we have to do is look for a target, which is the day before. Sakti, do you have a calculator, please?
Yeah, I have calculated.
Yeah. So how many points was that? Do you remember? From there, 96? 90, call it 90 pips for a round number, okay?
90 bits, okay.
So SPX 500, so what that means is up here, Standard & Poor's 500 is one of the major things traded around the world, but predominantly in the US. Yep.
Okay.
Now, that's one trade of 6 potential setups. I want to stop and ask some questions. Now, does anyone have any questions for me at this time?
No, just to ask you, where can we put the stop loss?
Thank you very much. So I do it 2 ways. I use a stop loss and a stop profit, and I'll explain that in a minute. First of all, let's go to stop loss. So for that, we need to remove the matrix. Yep. So let's look at this. We enter there. Where's the low? There's been a decent low before. Do you see a low before? I'll remove this. Do you see a low here somewhere?
Yeah.
So we put a stop loss there, but not directly below it. Put it a few pips, a few points, okay?
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it's helping. Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask you another question. Now, we already know it hit target, but let's say it didn't, right? Let's pretend the target was up here, a little higher. Let's say target was up here a little higher, and then it goes into it, comes up. It comes into a red zone. Guess what? I exit the trade. The moment it goes into a red zone, if I'm looking for a buy, I exit the trade in profit. Look, it's better to go out in profit than to lose all of that. That's called stop profit. When you're choosing, well, that's one way, that's one method to choose a stop profit. I'm using the matrix to keep me safe and in profit. Does that help, Sakti?
Yeah, it's helping. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the first trade today, the setup is the exact same every single day. 11 o'clock candle. Sarah, what time zone are you? Are you New York or Central?
Eastern.
Eastern, thank you very much. So for you, Eastern, your time for so that there is 6 p.m. with indices. The market's open Sunday, then the close on Friday. Okay. Forex opens at 5 p.m. Indices and gold 6 p.m. So when I talk about the 11 o'clock candle, I'm talking about the 6 p.m. for you. So 6 p.m. is an okay time of the day. So just to talk through, there's the 6 o'clock. I look left. Is this the value of the previous day? Yes, tick. Where's the target? The target's the previous day's point of control. Yeah, we know the market wants to get back to balance. We'll wait till we're in a, because it's an up, we'll wait till we're in a green zone for a buy, a matrix up. And we also get the ninja up. Boom, it goes straight to profit. Thank you very much. And we made just over 90 points. Yeah, depending on your broker. I'm going to stop saying it's 900 points, pips, because for some brokers, for some people, it's not. So just stick with the word points for just now, and you'll have to discover for yourself the number of pips that is through your own broker. So it's 90 pips. Questions? Harry, do you have any questions for me at this time?
No, not at the moment.
No? Richard, yourself?
Yeah, I have a question about the your settings on the matrix.
Yes?
Yeah, no, on the Ninja matrix.
Yeah, so what's the question?
I'd like to know what settings you've got on there.
Okay, okay, thank you. So for the 15-minute one, I use 1 hour.
Okay.
And usually I don't touch the rest. I don't touch the rest.
So it's fast end is 2.5, yeah?
Yeah. If I'm scalping sometimes other ways, I'm not really a scalp. So to me, I don't consider this as scalping style at all. I don't, because I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Okay.
Sometimes I go down to the 5-minute if the price, and I'll show you that one as well. So yes, just as it is there. 1 hour for the 15-minute. Something else, if this price was a lot higher, closer to yesterday's point of control, which is the target, I would jump down to a 5-minute. It's got an earlier entry. So I'd just hopefully get up. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the only, and then I would, for that, I would choose the matrix. I'd move that down to 30 minutes if I'm doing a 5-minute. Look how nicely that fits in.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. You can, and that's fine. Thank you very much. So that's one trade set up that was valid, and we won 90 points. So I'll just go to the next one. German 30. At any time, anybody can ask any questions. I'm here for you. German 30. Now, what that is, it's in Germany, the top 30 currencies. So I do the exact same thing. I switch everything off, apart from this here, which I get from the drop down, just there. Again, very quickly, the settings. This is ticks per row, not number of rows, ticks per rows. That there, play about with that. This one here is total. That other one is 70. Do that again, apologize. It's a bit fast there. Keep that 70, extend that, and keep that 30. Just play about with the colors that suit you. Yep, today's about results. So here we go. So, Sarah, Eastern. What time does it open, Sarah?
Yes.
What time does market open for indices? Look at the chart. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. 6 p.m. Well done. So all I do, it's just what I do. I just feel better by doing that. I put a line there, and I know it's there. And then all I do is, again, I look left. I say, is the price at the market open? Is this in this value area? So can you tell, is this in this value area, or is it outside of the value area? Can you tell by looking at that? Or shall I help you a little bit? So that's the value area in there. Yeah, all that area. So there's a price. Can you see that's inside that value area? If it was outside, it would be underneath or it would be above. Would that make sense to you? Or not? It doesn't make sense to say, Jeff, it doesn't make sense. Or if it does make sense, just say, Jeff, it makes sense. Maybe, I don't know if my sound's working. I do apologize. Can everybody hear me?
I think her sound is not working.
Okay, I thought it was me, so I apologize. I thought it was my sound. So
we can hear you, but only Sarah can talk.
Okay, so it's in the value area there. You can see that it's in the value area.
Yeah, it's in the value area.
Yeah, and wait. So let me just say, because it's close, I go down to 5 minutes. Although you could do it, if you miss that there, you can actually get it there. So it was too close. That would be like cheating. This one feels a bit like cheating. If I'm, let me get this again. So there's the value area there. High Kanashi candles, Ninjacator, Matrix, looks a bit busy, LA entry down, all the Ninja down, and it goes straight, that's the target. It's almost a cheat, you don't get anything. Price goes back up, and then what happens? That's the one I got. That's the one I got, not that. That's not worth getting. So how do we do that? Yeah, again, look left, tick. Wait to prices in this case, sell zone, Ninja down, Matrix down, boom, hit the target. As easy as that. Sakti, questions?
No questions.
Oh, well, okay. Where do I put the stop loss? I've got a question for you.
The stop loss.
Give me 1 minute, please. Give me 1 minute, please. Let me put the matrix on. Let me see. We're going to take that trade there.
Yeah.
We'll take that trade in a red zone with a Ninja down. Where do I put? So I'm going to go. Is it? Do I go down or do I go up?
Go up.
Go up. Okay. Do I put it there or do I put it higher?
Higher.
I can't hear you.
The higher. The
Okay.
higher, the previous high. Yeah,
Okay.
there.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Exactly. That's a stop loss. We take profit. There. Previous days
Point of
point
control.
of control. In fact, that would be that one. Sorry, I apologize. We're up there. What am I doing? Because that's the trade. Easy. And if it went back up, you would exit it. Good. Harry, do you have any questions on that?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just following along tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's 2 wins. So let's measure that. Sakti, can you add this to your calculator, please?
Yeah.
So we get in there. We're looking left. So look, is that one just there? That line there. So what numbers does that say?
5, 6, 7, 8.
So 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Would anyone be here be disappointed if they achieved that in one trade? Although it did take 4 hours, to be honest. I think, let me just double check. Maybe I did that wrong. Let me do that again. It's like, what was it? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 hour and 15 minutes.
It's lots.
Thank you very much. See how easy this is? It's really
It's
easy.
very,
Isn't it?
very easy. Yeah.
Really easy. Then you go to the next one. Naz. Now, Richard, can you speak this time?
Yeah.
The reason why I ask people is that it's because the way this works is about setups rather than me with you throughout the day, or Kevin or David. So we show you how it works. So it's really quite simple. So you can see I had an alert on at a certain point. So 11 o'clock candle. You might say I'm in my bed at that time. Makes a difference if you're in your bed. Set and forget. You've got to ask yourself, is that there in the value area of the previous day? The answer is no. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's not in this value area at all. The value area is a darker area. So at that point, it was not a valid setup. It was only a valid setup if it came in, if it broke through there. There. So I had to go up and break through to become a valid setup. Now, so far, does that make sense?
No, I didn't follow that entirely.
Thank you for your honesty. There's the 11 o'clock candle.
Yeah.
I want to imagine, makes a difference. Anyway, you like going to bed early, whatever. You like someone trades in the morning. So the setup is this. You have to ask yourself questions. Is this here? When you look left, is this in the if I look left, is the price here? Is it in the value area of the previous day?
No.
The answer is no. I would have to open up in here. So therefore, we would not take the trade immediately or anywhere close until it broke past this line.
Okay.
That line I've just put in place as the value area.
Yeah.
It keeps me right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because the big wicks, big candles, what I would probably do into the 5 minute to get an earlier entry. What I would then do is put on my Ninjacator, my matrix. So let's look at this throughout the day. We do absolutely nothing. We do nothing. We do nothing. Why are we doing nothing? Because we're not in the value area. And it's,
Yeah.
and we set an alert here at the value area.
Yeah.
Here. I then went and set another alert here, and I'll explain to the reason why. And then the reason why I went down to 5 minutes, because then we've got more time to react. And at this point, I'll tell you something else I do. I go back to normal candles. I want to make sure it breaks through it, because because I'll pull this up for a minute. I want you to imagine that's it there. Breaks through it, comes back. Breaks through it, comes back. That happened yesterday with Go a couple of days ago. And there was a gentleman and he panicked a little bit when it went up and he exited the trade. So just wait till it's went through proper. Okay. That was a strong candle. It wasn't just a wick. It was a, so you wait to the end and take the ninja down, make sure high as you can. We'll check that there. Next candle, boom, straight to profit. Where's the profit? It's the previous day's point of control. There. Again, can you please ask questions, Richard?
No, I follow that now. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do nothing in, because it's not in the value areas. We do nothing until it breaks the previous day's value.
Yeah.
As soon as we get the ninja in a red area, stop loss. Now, Richard, where would I put the stop loss based on that? You've got a couple of choices. I'd probably just put it above there. Hi there, who's that, please?
It's Sophia.
Hi, Sophia.
Yeah, that's my second time. I'm just late, but still I want to ask you something. Can you can I see the settings for VPSV?
Yeah, I will, and I'll show you that in a minute when we've.
Okay.
Is that okay? Well, we'll come back to that because we've covered that a couple of times. So I apologise. We will come back to that. Let's show the stop loss. No, we'll come back. Promise. Thank you. So, Richard, I would put it above that recent high, just up there again, in the green zone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, sometimes if you have it really tight, some people have it too tight, and we can get whipped out. Sometimes these wicks, depending on the trading instrument. Yeah. So you have it we like, but the tighter it is, the more profit you make. But indices, you make a lot of profit anyway. Yeah. Again, so that's 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins. That's 3 trade setups, 3 wins. Congratulations. And we'll come back to Sophia in a minute. Sakti, can you help me with this, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you also get an alert there. Yeah. You get an alert there. So I'm going to count from there to the target. Okay. So there.
Yeah.
To the target. Can you read that number, please?
842.
842. So the NAS 100. Congratulations. So the 3 trades so far. First trade was 90.
Yeah.
The second one was 5,678. And that one was 842. Sophia, one day, how would you feel about that?
It is amazing, but my settings on point of control is a little different.
I'll come back to the settings. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll come back to that. But you would feel good about that, wouldn't you?
How do you feel?
People here have been profiting. Yesterday was 15,000. The day before was 14,000. 1,400. Wow. Sorry, 1,500 and 1,400. I apologize, I was mistaken. So back to settings. So first thing I'll do is I'll go to this, inputs. So ISAD. So we have numbers of rows with ticks. So we have ticks per row.
Hello, Jeff.
Hi, nice to hear from you. You've missed 3 trade setups and 3 wins.
I
so
know,
far,
I was just stuck in traffic, so.
Okay, it's about 6,500 points so far in 3 trades.
Right.
Yeah. That's today. Row size 2. Some of the times you might have to make that 20 to play about with that to appears what suits you. For example, that there, for some people trade that like that. I don't like that. I personally, because it's taking too much space for me. That's good for me. These things are important as well, but I'm focusing on them. So, Sophia, do you have that page so far?
Yes, I have it.
Yeah. I'll carry on. We have 70 for the value area. 70 for the value area.
I got it.
And if you could extend this, please, because what that does, see that? It's not on. And then it's on because of it. If we don't hit that target, I want that to be in place. I want that to continue until we hit the target. Then it, so it lets us know. So I'll go to style. Okay. So that's the volume profile on or off. We don't need the values. The width is 30. That's the box width. And these colors, just do them to suit you. Like I think I've got different ones actually. Give me another one. I think I've got a pink one somewhere. Not this one. That's in a different one. So the colors just do it to suit you. So you have an up volume and a down volume, and a value area and a value area down. Just play about with it so it suits you, your eyes. Yep. And the only other difference I've got here to yours, on your one, or there might be two actually, this POC is red when you open it up. I've chosen for it to be a nice blue. For me, that's a nice blue. Is that okay, Sophia?
Yes,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'll slow down. And there's also a histogram. So that's sort of like semi-off. It's like, let me just check here. Back to work for me. Okay, thanks, Sarah. God, thanks. So there's this here. I'll show you this, the matrix. You see that little box there? It's that box around it. That's the histogram at the bottom. If we see this, is that there? That's too much. So we take it down. So I just like it a little bit in the background. So it's like a faint, like a shadow. Because what's important is where price is at that moment in time. I want to be able to look left to see the value area. I want to look left to see point of control. Does that help? Was there anything I've not
Yes,
explained?
it does.
Thank you.
And I have one more question. How about
Please.
this purple line? How did you get this? I was late, probably that's why. The purple line
Okay.
is
So what I'll do is I'll actually remove everything. What line are you talking about? Just so I know.
when you go back, we don't have the purple line here. When you ask if it's in the range and
Okay, right. Okay, I'll change that slightly. Yeah. So what I do, which country in Sophia?
I'm from Canada.
Canada. So what we'll do is, and is it in the, is it
I
in
think it's
Vancouver?
Canada, different
Toronto.
places.
Toronto,
Toronto, thank you very much. So
minus,
just Toronto -4. So there's Toronto,
that's
right?
correct.
This automatically comes open when the indices market is open, not with the Forex. When the indices market, this automatically appears. Yeah. It automatically appears. And all I like to do for my head, I draw a line. I actually physically draw a line on it. That's all I do. And I've got something, this is just what I do. And I go down there and I just type in market opens. And it tells me there, that means the market's open. That's something I do. You don't have to do that. Okay? That's the market open. And at this point, I look left. Bear in mind, this area here, this whole area, that blue area, all that area there is the value area. So can I ask you, the price for the candle is there. Is that in there or is it not in there? It's not in there, is it, Sophia?
Sorry, what did you ask?
Okay. Thank you. The blue, do you see this big blue shapes. You see the big blue shapes?
Yeah, the histogram, yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
the histogram. Thank you. So this here, it's not in the value. This is called the value area, which is 70%.
Yes,
That's why it's good about being on time.
it is not.
Yeah, it's not. Thank you very much. So because it's not in the value area, we would not enter the trade even if it had a ninja down. We wait till it breaks into the value area. And the nice, easy way to do that is get a little horizontal line and just draw on it.
Yes, now
We
I,
may get a ninja down here. We don't do anything. We don't do anything until it breaks through that area. And then when it hits it, we'll go down a time frame. We go normal candles, because sometimes, as I mentioned previously, we like touch it and go back up. That could be there as an example. There was a gentleman the other day I spoke to on gold that happened. He panicked a little bit. So rather than that, make sure it breaks through with a full body. See the full body broke through. That was tough.
Yes.
It wasn't a Wix. So then it continued down to the target, and the target is there. So I'll just set everything up. Ninjacator, matrix, and you see there, the Ninja matrix is down, the Ninjacator down, and it goes straight to profit. Thank you very much.
Jeff, can I just ask
change
one
the
question?
candle.
1 minute, please, Asad. 1 minute, please. Sophia?
Yes, I'm sorry. Did you change for Kanashi candle or not?
Yeah, when I'm doing it, I do change the high Kanashi candles, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just before,
Perfect.
I
Wow.
double check. I check. I go back, then I switch it back. Now, Sophia, you okay now?
No, I understand. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Wow.
It's really easy, isn't it?
Yes, I understand.
Well done. Asad, yourself, please.
Yes, Jeff, I just wanted to find out, when at 11 p.m. UK
Yep.
time, and then when these indices open,
Yes.
so this histogram, all these blue lines, they're not that strong, are they? Because the market has just opened, so obviously the volume profile is not that strong.
I've answered this to you by text already.
Yeah,
So-
yes, yeah,
So it's a question. The market opens there, you can't see
Yeah.
anything,
yeah,
but it's not in the value. It's not in the value.
right, okay.
Yours-
So how long would you wait? Would you wait till the
It's-
morning?
Okay. You listened to a conversation. Kevin said something the other day on the live. We spoke about the VWAP, but the first hour, it's not very strong. Look, you see that? The first hour, it's not.
Yes.
It's nothing to do. We're not talking about the VWAP. This is something else. Now, I'll show you again. Forget about when it opens or closes. This is not in the value area.
No, it's
It
not.
is
no.
not in the value. So we do nothing. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, 5 hours, whatever. We do nothing until it was through it. Now, let's say, to answer your question, let's say it goes straight, it comes down and goes straight to target, although it's in the first hour. Is that okay?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, if it's less than an hour or not, is not an important factor in this trade setup.
Mm. No, it looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Yeah, because we actually showed one earlier on. Might have been German 30. Here we go.
Mhm.
German 30. Right, we'll do 5 minute.
Yeah.
Right. 11 o'clock candle.
Yeah.
Target, boom, hit it. Do we not take that because it's the first hour?
No, of course you would.
Yeah. So that's why it's just very simple rules.
So yeah, so actually this trade opened up in the value area, yeah?
Yes, yeah, very close to the value. Yeah.
Very close to the value area.
Yeah. So, let me think. Sadki, can you help me, please? Here,
Yeah.
we need your calculator skills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my matrix.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. So just to confirm, what one was that? So US30, no, we not did US30 yet. No, that was, yes, US30 is next.
Yeah.
So let me take this off again. I apologize. I'm confused now with everything. That was there. So that there, is this in the valley area, Sad? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's in the value area.
Yep. Can you, Sad, do this one, please?
Yes, it is in the value area. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much. We're getting Ninja up at this point. Is that too early? Or should we take it if it's in the matrix? Guess
Yeah,
what?
I think we can. I think we can take it. To be honest, just
straight to profit.
Yeah, straight to the
It
profit.
goes straight to the target of the previous day. No messing around. We're gonna measure this here. Yeah. Can anybody? What number would you say that is?
950. Yeah.
95.
95.
95.
950.
Just give us a minute. 95 points for US30. The reason why I'm sticking with points, Assad.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm sticking with points, there's a few people I've spoken to. The 95 does not equate to 950 pips. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing points. I'm allowing people to go to their own broker and discover for themselves.
Okay.
For some people, I was saying things was not true.
Okay.
For some people, and I didn't miss to represent what I was saying, because for some people it was not true. So far 4 trades, setups, 4 wins. Can I congratulate every one of these? If you understand this, you can now feed yourself.
Excellent, Jeff.
Yeah. So 2 more to do. Now, who can help me with this one?
And these trades were taken today?
Sorry?
These trades were taken today. That trades from today.
Did you take them?
I didn't take them, no.
Oh, so there's your answer. Okay. These are trade setups. Whether you take them or not is up to you. So, Sophia, I'm going to come back to you, please.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to change the time frame to -4. So that's the candle there. So all I do, you don't have to do this, but I like to draw, it's again from my head, I draw a line there. It's already a line, but I like to do it. I then go down here and I type in there market open. I've saved it as a template. That's just me. So it says market opens. So if any time I go away and I get confused, I can look down and I can see that's open and for the indices. Yeah. Now where's the candle? Is this when we look left? Is this in the value of the previous day? Is this yes? Tick, boom, tick. Now when you look left, you see a big blue line or a red line?
Yes, I do.
That's the target, right?
Yes.
Okay, and again, it makes no difference if it's the start or the end of the day. All we then do is if it's close, we switch from 15 minutes to 5 minutes. Yeah, we switch on a matrix, we switch on a Ninjacator. All the skills you've learned up to now, it's all valid. It's all valid. It really is. You just do that there. You wait to a Ninja matrix down, boom, straight to profit if it was down. Let me just double check it was up there. There. If you missed that one, guess what? You can get it going back up. Multiple versions, multiple times. It just depends on the time of the day when you're there. So for you, I have a question for you.
Yes.
At 7:55 p.m., would you be okay taking this profit?
Okay, you have winter down. We are on the red.
Oh, sorry, I'll change the matrix to 30-minute. I do apologize. That's not the correct setup. I'm very sorry.
You go to third. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have a Ninja down to 4. We're in a red zone. That's a target. At that time of the day, Would you be okay taking that trade if you got a little beep on your phone?
Yes, I
or
would.
Yeah, so let's take that. And if you can help me measure the profit, please. So
Yes, that's the
So-
question. Do
so
you
look, that's it there.
enter?
That's
Do you
it there.
enter when the candle close is after
Right there.
15 minutes? It's closed or
So-
before?
Give me a minute, please. I've changed to 5 minutes. Why? Because it's close. I want an earlier entry, right? That's the candle. I get the ninja down. I go to normal candles. I put a little line there. Normal candles. I double check normal candles. Where is it? Just give me a minute. That's it there. Is it on the down? Yes, it is. So I'm okay. I'm okay to take that trade, but it's going down. It's not going back up. Yep. So back there. And give me a minute. Disappears when you go back and forward. That's it there. This the one's not a big profit. There. It's, to be perfectly honest, it's quite a small one. So let's just we'll count it from there to that line there. Because that's the point of control. Do you see that there? I've just moved
I
that
do.
so I'll just go from there. We'll just take it from there. It's not that much, I have to be honest. It's not a big one.
10
That's
points.
10 points. 10. You feel disappointed after all these thousands, don't you? You feel a bit disappointed now. But how easy was that strategy?
It is not difficult.
Remarkably easy. So guess what? 5 setups, 5 wins. I'll give you a round of applause. Whether you took that one or not, the trade won. The trade setup I'm teaching you to fish for yourself. Choose a biblical term, rather than wait for someone to say buy, sell. I'll teach you the strategy. And notice every single day, we've not had a loss yet. We've not had a loss yet, honestly. Let's go to gold. Does anybody have the setup for gold set up? Has anybody got this on the charts right now?
Yes.
I'll open it now, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks. Who said yes, please?
Richard.
Thank you, Richard. Now, can I just check? Because there's a different, depending on the source of the gold, and US, sometimes these are different ones. So I'm going to have to double check with you. Can you look at your screen and mine, please? I'll remove the matrix to make it easy. So I'm on the, I'll go to the 15-minute for a minute. Does yours look similar to mine? Well, that's not here at all. What am I talking about? For me, there was no trade set up today. I was not enacting a winning trade.
But yeah, it looks very similar. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. So let's play this out. Let's play this out. So let's look at the previous day. It's very long. The trend's down. Oh, it would be nice to get that one, wouldn't it? I actually got part of it. So it was down, and you notice this here. It goes in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And it goes back up there. It bounces up. So we get a new one here. Let's play the exact same rules. We'll do the market open. There. Is this here in the value area? Is this here? Is it in the blue area? That's what I'm asking.
No.
No. So at that point, you wouldn't take the trade. And again, it makes no difference if it was in the blue area, if everything else matched up. But watch this. Because it's so far from there, I'm very cautious. I'm extremely cautious because it's really, really far from, sorry, from there. Not there, there. But let's put a matrix on. Yeah. Let's make sure the matrix is on the correct time. Make sure it's on an hour. Good. It's a long one. We can afford to put it on that. Or you could even potentially use the hour. There's another one. So let's say there. Let's put Ninja up. High Kanashi is on. So at this point, horizontal ray. At that point there, hi Matt, price goes over the value area. Do you see that there? Yeah. Richard, do you see how it goes in?
Yeah.
Now, Assad, I want you to look at this. This point is really important. This is what we spoke about the other day there. I now switch back to normal candles and I wait for a retest. It breaks through not the full body. The next one, it goes up and you're potentially tempted to get in. Because as you see, Jeff, look, I did all the rules. I went up. It's in the value area. Then it comes back down. And some people, like, pardon me, they would say a bad word and then they'd panic and get out. And then it goes back the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate when that happens. So let's think of this, right? First of all, let's just say one thing clear. Did this hit target? Yes or no? Hi, Barbara.
No.
It did not hit target. But when we entered the trade, so let's stop loss and profits, etc. So let's remove everything. So people that were asking about stop loss earlier on, let me just double check. Sakti.
Yeah.
So I'm going to remove that there for a minute.
Yeah.
Where would you put the stop loss? Right about there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bottom. Yeah.
Bottom. Yeah, so let's do that. Since you asked, it's better if you tell me. Show people once, and after that, they can do it maybe a little bit more. Yeah?
Yeah. A little bit more, yeah.
Yep, thank you very much. So 15 minutes, and then put it back on. This is why the matrix is so powerful. What I'm going to show you, we had a chat earlier on about the difference between people that are losing, people that break even, and people that are making profit. And what I'm going to show you now will completely change what you do. At this point, we're in a value area, tick. Yeah. So I'm actually going to write this. We're in a value area. Tick. It's the first thing. Yep. The second thing, we're in a matrix up. Yes?
Yes.
The third thing, we've got a ninja up. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, I hear some people saying, I was in a green area, I got the ninja up and it went the wrong way. Guess what? It may have went the wrong way, but learn to read what's in front of you. It goes up, profit all the way. It's profit all the way from here, early entry or ninja, all the way. At this point, it hits a red zone. What have I told you about a red zone? If it's in a buy, people that have been on this call today, what happens when it's in a red?
Exit the trade.
Exit the trade and profit. So you've now got a stop profit at 917 points. Thank you very much. 5 trade setups, 6 trade setups, 6 wins. How easy is this strategy?
Yes, it is easy, but when you actually come to do it, then it's I guess it's just practice, Jeff. That's all it is. It's just practice.
Yeah,
just
so we'll come back to there. So I need Sakti. This is where I need your calculator, Sakti, please.
Yeah.
So the first one, you always ask them to bring their calculator when they learn to trade like Jeff. The first one, SPX 500. What was that number, please? That one there.
Yeah.
Sakti, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's the number? 90.
Actually,
It's okay. That was 90. I know the number. So put it there, 90. So we then went to German 30.
Yeah.
Do you remember how many German 30 was?
Actually, I didn't write it down before. I just tell you the pips, points, but I didn't write it down in the paper.
Okay.
I think it was 95, Jeff.
Say that again?
95.
No, 5678, 5,678. So I'll show you how we did this. This is why you've got to come on time, and else you miss the goods. Here we go up here. Matrix, Ninja down, Matrix down. From there, all the way. Do you see that, Assad?
Yeah.
Can you, how would you, I put 5678. Well, it's 567861. I'm only taking the 5678. You can keep the 500 for yourself. I'm keeping 5678. So plus 5678. So far we're on, yeah, there. Then we went to NAS 100. Sakti, yeah. This is part of your, yeah, we had 842 with the NAS 100. That's it there. Where's that's the thing there. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Now, was it that one? Which one did we get? You could have taken that one, or you could, no, it was this one here actually. Wow, look at that.
25.
I'm only claiming 842. I know it says 118, whatever it is. I'm only going to claim 842 points plus 842. US oil was only 10. I'm not even going to bother counting that. It was only 10. US 30. Assad, I think you said this one a few minutes ago.
86, yeah.
95.
95.
So let's just say there's a target there. Green zone, Ninja up. Matt, do you have a calculator? You can do this at home. It's important to bring your calculator when you trade like Jeff.
Yeah,
I put 95.
I mean,
yeah, 95. I'm claiming 95 for that one, plus 95. And the last one, gold. 6 trade setups, 6 wins, huge profit every single day. Yep. Let me just take this off. The bar, it was up there. It was up there. What we did was we waited for price to break through the value area, which is this line there. It came back. We entered. We were looking for this here, but because we're a ninja and we have our matrix and we have a Ninjacator, yeah, we're feeling a lot safer, I tell you. So the people who don't feel safe for the matrix, I encourage you to start using it properly, because this is what you're missing out on. So there's there, into there. It did not make the profit there. Red zone, exit the trade, and I said 917. I'm claiming 917. It's what about there. Plus 917. So in total, yesterday was 1,500 points.
Naughty.
Give me 1 minute, please.
Stop being naughty. What are you doing? I got nothing. Oh, little treat, little chew.
Yeah. So yesterday was 1,500 pips. The day before was 1,400 pips. I don't know if you can read that, but that's 7632. Sorry, points we're talking about. 7632 today. The day before was 1,500. The day before was 1,400. So in 3 days, that's 10,532 points.
Excellent, Jeff. You're smashing it. You're smashing it every day, mate.
No, you're smashing it if you take these trade setups. Not me. You are. Anybody can do these. I'm showing you how to do it.
Yeah.
All you do is you find the blue value area. You take the Ninja up if it's in there towards the target. If it hits a red zone, exit the trade. That's it. It's not about me. It's about you. And this is why I put this strategy together, because we have so many people in different time zones.
Yeah.
when Jeff, when you enter the trade, are you waiting for it to close, the candle to close above the line?
Yeah, so I'll do that again. So what you do is, so this one here. So it's not in the value, when it opens, it's not in the value area, right? The value area is there. So I'll take this off for a minute, just so you make it a bit easier. It hits there. So straight thing I do I go to normal candles. It goes up and rejects it straight away. And I think we've all been there, haven't we? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've absolutely been there. Do I still get there sometimes? Yes, I do. And then it goes back and it just goes, right?
So
And then
are you going in on the Ninja up, or is there a way to set an alert for when the candle's passing the line?
you can set an alert on that line, or you can get another line. You can move the line to there. You can do whatever you like.
All right.
You can get a Ninja up, you can get an early entry up. Yeah.
And Jeff, did you take these trades one after the other, back to back?
No, they're not all. Some of them, there's normally 2 UK time, around about 12 o'clock, between 11 and 12.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the other ones are throughout the day. The last one I got, I think it was NAS 100. I posted it. Give me a minute. I posted it in the Ninjas. Wasn't that long ago, actually? That one there, no, that's not it. No, I didn't actually put it there. I put it in. I saved them. I can happily show you, but it wasn't that long ago anyway.
Okay, so at any one given moment in time, how many trades have you got open? 1 or 2 together?
It could be 1 or 2.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about the lot sizes are quite different, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you just
I'll
have to be
explain
careful,
something.
yeah.
One of the Ninja traders in our little beginners group we've got, he was in 2 and he wants to exit. He exited one of the trades early because he wants to get the US30 early, so he came to German 30. But he made profit in every one, and this one here as well. I think he got 4 trades today. A young guy with the name of Shane. He wrote about it here somewhere, what he did today.
Shane, I've not seen him in the group.
There he is there, Shane there.
Shane Carlisle.
He's smashing it. He gets 3 or 4 wins a day with this strategy. And he's new. He's new. Very, very new.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Jeff, I'm just going to trouble you to explain me how do you set this volume profile chart with rather than those big rows like you have got.
Yeah. So I've explained it 3 times today already, just so you know, Asad.
Have you? All
I've
right,
explained it to Sophia and at the start and someone else. But I'll come back to that at the very end, just in case people have other questions.
Okay.
Barbara, do you have any questions?
Yes, I actually do. Hey, didn't Kevin do a worksheet for you on this strategy too? Because I looked for it this morning, but I think he did a worksheet, I thought.
No. He said if you go to Discord, not Discord, I apologize. He says if you go to the Ninjas, I have my own guide. But when I went to the guide, I couldn't get it to. Yeah,
I didn't see it. So yeah, maybe you can.
No, it wasn't working.
Kevin about that.
No, I've spoke to Kevin and we couldn't get to work. Waiting for Paul. Yeah.
Okay. So, but my question is, when is a good time to do German 30? Since I'm in the US, I was just wondering what time you guys do German 30.
When it enters the value area.
Right. So, I mean, since it's in a different time zone and I'm just not familiar with it, you can still do it anytime?
Yeah, anytime.
Or is it like a German time or?
Let's just say yes. However, let's look at the setup. Let's say this would be more suited to people in the UK, Europe, than in America. Let's be completely honest about it. Okay.
Well, I got plenty here in the US. We have US30, SPX, 500.
You've got a lot. Now.
Okay.
That there. Perfect. What time was that's Pennsylvania? No. So what time are you in New York?
Chicago.
Sweet. So you're central.
Yes. There you go.
Okay. So that's really early. So that's 3 o'clock for you.
Oh, in the afternoon?
In the morning.
In the morning. Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't do that one.
But it's not always 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah, that's true.
Because guess what? You've got from 5 p.m. I actually hit target earlier on. I actually hit it earlier on. Look, it did it. No, I'm getting confused now, actually. It did actually. Right at the start, it hit target straight away. But you're looking for a bit of meat on the bone, more than just. Although that one, believe it or not, that one might be a nice one. Just down to, let me just check. It's a bit close, to be honest. Yeah, it's not much in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only 523. It's not really worth it. 483. Sorry, it's not compared to what we're talking about. It's not a lot. But there you go. You can take that one. There's another question before I come back to everybody else, and I'm not forgetting you, Asad.
It's fine, Jeff. It's fine.
Barbara,
Well,
there's another question.
While we're on this subject, I have a question. Out of all these pairs, the indices and the gold that you're doing this strategy with, which one's the best to do for Eastern Standard Time?
Any US pairs.
Okay.
Anything that was US in it. So US30, but US oil, NAS 100, SPX 500.
Gold. I like to do gold.
Gold, yeah, of course. But just let you know, when market opens, extremely volatile. It's extremely volatile.
It goes fast.
So be careful.
Yeah, gold goes very quickly.
Maybe even let 15 minutes go. Just be careful. You don't
let all the madness get out of the way.
Yeah, just trade what you see.
Right.
Forget reading the charts. Just say, right, we have remember consolidation. When you work on these, it's forgotten about where market's in balance. It's no longer an uptrend or a downtrend. It's in discovery mode. Market's in discovery mode. When's it going to finish? I have no idea. It's discovering. It's looking for a new balance.
So I know I got on this call late because I was on my way home from work. So you saying you got to be careful of the ones that are a lot farther away then?
Yeah,
like the
big long one. See these big long ones? Like tomorrow, right? Market's gonna open in round about here soon, right?
Right.
And that's your target. That's tomorrow's target there. That's tomorrow's target.
Tomorrow's Saturday, Jeff.
Well, Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon. That's still your target.
Yeah.
That's your target right there. And we're going to be down here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought earlier when you showed a picture, you said you had to be cautious if they're super far away.
I did. And I said, don't enter.
Until there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I showed you an example of gold.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't on the whole call, so.
Okay. The example of gold is, yeah, we did not hit a target, but guess what? If you use the matrix to your advantage and go for it when time is right, when it breaks through, go up, and if it comes down going the wrong way into the red zone, exit and profit. And with this one, we took 917 points profit, although it went the wrong way, because we trusted our matrix, our Ninjacator, and the trade setup. That's it. And it's okay, but try and be on time with, because but before we come back to Asad, let me go through everybody. Richard, do you have any questions, please?
No, that was excellent. Thank you.
And thank you for saying so. And any feedback is important to me as an educator, as a trader. I'm the newest educator in the Ninjas, less than 2 weeks, so I'm still finding my way. But I wanted to bring a strategy that multiple times around the people could use it, which I believe is extremely easy to do if you know how to use your matrix, your Ninjacator, and you've learned a little bit about the markets. It's not overly complicated. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nick, hello, Nick. How are you doing?
Yeah, you're right, Jeff.
Good, thank you very much. Any questions?
Yeah, sorry,
Nick?
I'm a little bit late joining you this evening. I've been busy after work and stuff and all that, but I've just been, just looking a little bit in between while I've been doing stuff.
Yeah.
Your strategy for the oil or gold or whatever, it's still a little bit beyond me, but I'm trying to get used to it.
Yeah. Now I'll drop this recording. I think I recorded it. I hope I recorded it. Yes, I did.
Yes, it's recording.
Thank you. I'll drop this in the Ninjas later on.
Right.
I'll save it to my YouTube channel and put it in the, because I've had problems recently with Facebook. I don't know how to add things to Facebook. Paul's trying to help me. I'm not the best at it, believe it or not. But anyway, so yeah, do you have any questions so far? Or you maybe better wait till another time.
I'm fine myself, mate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well done on your, I think you had a couple of wins.
Yeah,
Wins
well,
and 2 losses.
I had a win. Yeah, I had a win today on GBP AUD
Nice.
because the USD had quite a bit of news for late afternoon till this evening, actually. So I left anything to do with that or CAD alone. And it was a little bit touch and go. It was up and down, but it reached its point within a matter of minutes, whereas before it could take several hours just to get those 10 pips. You know how it goes.
Yes.
But the total, I would say for this week, I've had 6 trades, 4 wins, 2 losses. So I would say it's probably about 75%.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Well done. Now, coming up, Sakti, do you have any questions at all? No, Harry, okay, on you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no questions. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you for your assistance. Okay, yeah. Harry, do you have any questions, please? No, no questions, Harry? No, we can't. I can't hear you, but that's okay. I'll maybe come back if we can. Sophia, any questions?
Oh, I do not. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate this. Barbara.
Yes.
Welcome to a little chat group as well.
Yes, thank you for adding me.
You're welcome. Any questions?
Just, are you doing a special one for Monday for the do currencies?
Yes. It only works on a Sunday. Why does it only work on a Sunday? If anybody's been watching the recorders, it's the only day of the week. So far, we've not had one losing trade. Not one.
Is there any particular currencies that you'd like to trade in?
I'll trade them all this week.
All of them.
What I'll do is I back tested it last Monday, and out of 26, 4 losses in all of these here. I think it was three losses or 4 in all of these here. Wow. Back test to last Sunday. There's a little indicator called Sunday or something. You can back
Is
test.
it Monday candles? Is it Monday candles?
No, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, not Monday. Maybe it is.
Yeah,
maybe it's not the Monday's candles ones. It just highlights it anyway with a line. Maybe it is Mondays. Let me just check. I'm sure it's Sundays actually. RSTRS. No, I'll come back to that one. Yeah, I'll come back to that one. But do you have any questions before we? No, thank you.
Good.
All good. And I really appreciate not having Matt. Do you have any questions?
Not really. I guess with currency pairs, if you can only do it on Sundays, like, you think it's a stupid idea to get into more than like 1 or 2, since if it's an 80% win ratio.
Depends on your broker.
Gotcha.
So the thing that's sad, long term, it's not as sad will tell you. Am I right? You've got to be careful of your lot size if you're doing more than 2 currencies.
All right.
Asad, you said earlier on, any more than 2 is depending on your lot size or something similar. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, because you've got to be very careful. Isn't it so volatile? It can go just here, there. So It depends on your percentage as well, how much you want to risk, isn't it?
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the truth is, everybody, you know the strategy. You can actually do this yourself on currencies Sunday when market opens. You can actually do it yourself.
Just on a Sunday, because that's when the market opens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The way this works, well, look, the reason why it works on gold and indices, because there's a gap in the market. There's actually, depending on what you type in, some of them will show a gap, some of them won't.
I understand what you mean by gap. There's a little gap in the candles. Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, but I don't even mean that. A gap in the, let me just show you this. Like there's no gap here, for example, but when I show you, where's the mark? Let me just, some of them there's like, some of the US pairs, like there's an 8-hour gap in the middle of them because there is a gap. Sorry, I apologize. I'm just trying to get this to show you. That's not showing on these ones. Yeah, there's a time zone difference in the middle. So the market's not officially open. There's an after market and a pre-market. And we want the official, so that with that gap in the market, when it comes back, the price is looking to get into balance. It's moving to go back to a place that feels safe of balance. Remember I said about balance in discovery? So it moves back to balance before moving on. And that's what we're looking to take advantage of. And so far, 6 wins today, 5 yesterday out of 5. The day before, I think it was 4 out of 4. No, it was 5, but there was 4 hit target and 1 was profit. So we've been doing very, very well.
Basically, you're 15-0 on this strategy.
Yeah. And gold, we did gold every day. Gold's won every day apart from yesterday. It never activated every day. It just works. No, it's just, Brian Knight was talking about the other day there as well. It just works for gold incredibly well.
I just wanted to say, Jeff, one of my winning trades was on gold a few days ago, and it was my first trade on gold that I'd ever done, and you know I won it 10 pips only, but yeah,
10 pips.
Yeah.
Now, so the biggest winner today, I'm going to go, but is there any final questions?
Just my settings one, that's all.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to come back to everybody in a minute. I'm going to ask everybody what they thought of today's session, what they got out of today's session, and when I post this in the Ninjas, the video of it, just write it below there, because it's good for development for me. It's good for me that you're learning and just for this, because if people are not developing, there's no point in me doing it. So that's where. So here we go. So inputs, ticks per row, the top one. Just take a screen. This was in the recording, and now this is about an hour into it. Ticks per row.
Ticks per row. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Row size, you may have to play about with it. 2, 20, 200. Just find out something that suits you.
Okay.
Volume, want total, the whole volume. Extend the POC, because if you don't
value area volume is
70%.
Yeah.
It's standard 70%.
Yeah.
Extended POC. This is the 3rd or 4th time I did this today. It's in the recording. Please go with style. Go to style. Volume profile, we want on. We want on. Show values. We do not need the values. Yeah.
Right.
I'll come back to that day. The width is automatically 30. The colors play about what suits your eyes, not what suit my eyes.
Yeah.
POC is red out the box. I've changed mine to blue. And the histogram at the bottom. The histogram at the bottom.
Yeah.
The histogram at the very bottom. I just got it on ever so light, on light. So
whatever colors you feel like.
Yeah, like for example, some people might like that. That's too much. That's off. I just like it on just a little bit, so I can see a hint of where the area ends. I can just see a shadow. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That works for me. Later on, depending if I'm still business, yeah. So I've only got 2 more weeks trading in the Ninjas. Depending on your people's feedback, because I'm just doing it to the end of the month to help out. But that's it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to very quickly go through one trade we did today, the German 30. I'm going to put on a bit of music because some people are asking if it was about the music, and I'm going to play one of the bits of music. So German 30. So what we do, ladies and gentlemen, we look for the market open, 11 p.m. UK time, New York, whatever it is. We stick to London open. Here we go. Notice 11 o'clock candle.
Can you turn that beat up a little bit?
That's right.
Yeah, just like that.
We switch on an indicator. We switch on a matrix. If it's SPAR, we can do 15 minutes.
Just two
If it's
instructions.
close, 5 minutes. We have a red, we have a green. If we're expecting
I need you to
it
stop.
to come down, we
When I say
only
green
ever
light,
sell
I need you
in
to
a red
stop.
zone.
Red light.
Here we go. There's profits all the way down. Easy. Today, 5,000, slightly lower. 6, 7, 8. We'll see that again. If we're going for a sell, we only sell in a red zone. We don't sell in a green zone. Because, look at this. Oh, Jeff, look, it's selling. It's selling. No, it's not. It's in the green zone. Only buy in a green zone. Now watch this. Green up, red sell. I'll go back. I'll go back. I'll go back. Here we go. This. Red. Green. Red. Green. Red. Green. We're using the power of the matrix and combining it with a strategy so you can learn to trade like Jeff. Every time you must remember to bring your calculator. Green up, red sell. We're using the power of the matrix.
Jeff, have you got different settings for the different time frames for the matrix?
Yeah. We've been told many times for the hour. I personally, for 15 minutes in the matrix, I use the hour. The hour. We went into the 5 minute. I changed that to 30 minutes.
Yeah, Jeff, I just wondered. I know I might sound stupid, but what is the German 30?
Okay.
Is it?
In Germany, like in the UK, they have something called the FTSE 100. Have you heard of the
Oh,
FTSE?
I know of the FTSE. I've heard of that before.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the let's say top 100 companies in the UK. Yep. The German 30 is their version of it. In the US, they have the US 30 or the Dow Jones Index.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
I've heard
there's
the Dow Jones and that before
Yeah.
as well. Yeah,
You've
yeah.
all got- you've got
I
the
get what you
NASA
mean.
one.
I get what you mean. Yeah. All right,
That's
no
all it
worries.
is.
What's that indicator you got on there? You know, with the blue lines to the right or blue candles to the right.
This
I
here.
just wondered what that indicator was called.
Okay.
Oh, VPSV.
Yeah. What you do is you go up here. This is a paid for version on the
Oh, right,
TradingView.
okay.
Volume profile. It's only a few dollars a month. Hardly anything. It must be about £9 a month. Something like that. I don't know the exact figure there. You can do it, put it on trial, get a trial on it. And if you don't like it, just cancel it.
Right,
That's
okay,
it,
fair
really.
enough.
So we've shown you about the power of the matrix. And we're just combining that with a strategy using when we're talking about price comes back. Where does it come back to? Remember I said earlier on? Price
Point of
is in
control.
Yep, that's right. It comes back to the point of control because it goes away on discovery. It goes in discovery, and then it says, "Oh, I better go back. I'm feeling it's a bit cold out here. Oh, I've taken the dog for a walk. It's a bit cold. I better go back home and I feel a bit more comfortable. Oh, it's nice and cozy up here. I spent the dog's starting to need a walk, and it goes on another walk. That's all it's doing. Then it says, "Oh, I've spent it's really cold here in Scotland. I'm going to go back. So I'm feeling a bit more cozy again." And then we've got a new area. We then develop a new area, which is no longer discovery. It is balance, previously called consolidation. So this is the moment price is in balance. It's found a balance, it's relaxed, really easy. And then depending on the time of the day, when the buyers come into the market, we'll be on at discovery mode, and that's when we make money. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been over here more than an hour. I'm going to drop a video. Please write your comments. But can I ask you, Asad, has this been useful? Has anybody found this useful at all today?
Excellent, Jeff. Excellent. Yeah, of course it is.
Because I actually enjoy doing these. I'm going to be honest. I do enjoy. But I want to help people discover they can trade for themselves.
Yeah.
Without me or Brian or whoever being there, showing the simple setup. And I've been doing this every day now. I've been dropping the wins in there. Just follow the exact same rules. If you don't know the rules, please go back and watch the video. Reach out. I'm doing a live next Wednesday. I'll do a special, probably Sunday myself. I don't know if I'll do that, just myself, record it and let everybody know, do our before and after. I don't know what I'm going to do there because time's pretty short, but Wednesday, 8 AM for sure. I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to say to everybody, remember, take those profits. Green for buy, red for sell. Trust the matrix, trust yourself. And I'll see you, as I say to everybody, at the top, on the beaches of the world. Have a great day. Bye, Richard. Bye, everybody.
Take care, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate
you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care,
mate. Healthy profits. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.